If there's one thing I wish you stopped saying and thinking is l'inglese non si legge come si scrive. Welcome to my channel, io sono Miriam Romeo e se capisci l'inglese ma non riesci a parlarlo come vorresti, then I would love to be your English coach. If your English is pretty good but your weakness is your pronunciation, then check out the description box below and click on the link to watch my free mini lesson. But first, let's go to today's topic. L'inglese non si legge come si scrive, giusto? No, that doesn't make any sense. How could someone read what's not there? English speakers read precisely what they see. They couldn't do otherwise. They simply read what they see based on their language, based on the English phonetics. Let's get a little technical. So Italian is an almost completely phonemic language, which means that it has a very high one-on-one correspondence between graphemes and phonemes, so between letters and sounds. It is in fact the closest language to the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, which is based on Latin. English, on the other hand, is a non-phonemic language, so often the spelling doesn't seem to match the sounds, and that's why English has many phonetic exceptions and why it can be so confusing sometimes. Okay, so this is all true, but that's not exactly what most Italians are talking about when they say that English is pronounced differently from how it's written. What they usually mean is that English speakers see something, but they somehow read it differently, and this again makes no sense. Who could live like this? The truth, of course, is that English is pronounced differently from how Italians read it, which is kind of a given, right? But bear with me. The thing is that they're very likely thinking the same thing about us, about Italian, because they don't know about the International Phonetic Alphabet, about linguistics, about phonetics. So everybody reads their language for how it's in fact written, exceptions aside. So when you read this, you see pace, obviously. But when an English speaker reads the same word, they see pace and only pace. And just as you don't see pace, they don't understand how you can possibly pronounce pace. So far so good. Nothing mind-blowing, you might be thinking. So why am I saying all this if it's kind of logical when you think about it? Because I want you to stop thinking and stop saying that you've never been able to have a good English pronunciation because you don't have a natural talent for it. It's not a matter of aptitude. It's a matter of how they should have taught English to you. I'll go into more details about this in another video, but yeah, basically, it's not your fault. And also, I want you to stop using Italian as a reference point. No language is right. All the sounds and all the alphabets of all the languages in the world, they're just arbitrary, random. But your eyes still see, read, and interpret things in Italian. So how do you stop using Italian as a reference point? Easier said than done, isn't it? But trust me, with the right approach and the right techniques, it can be done. And it should be done if you want to become bilingual and you want to stop translating from one language to the other, because that's exhausting. So let's try and do an exercise together. This exercise is something that I often use with my students as a sort of an experiment, just to prove them that their eyes are in fact tricking them. But the goal of this exercise is for you to focus on what you actually hear instead of what you see. I'm going to be pronouncing something 4 times, okay? And I'm going to pause in between so you can repeat it after me every time. But the first 2 times, I'm going to have you repeat it without seeing what I'm saying, okay? And the other 2 times, I will have the word appear on the screen and you're gonna have to repeat it again the same way after me, but while looking at the word directly, okay? So that you kind of convince your brain that that sound matches that spelling, okay? You ready? Let's go. Laughed, 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 laughed. Let's do another one. LinkedIn, 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 LinkedIn. Okay, one more time. Tomb, 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 tomb. Last word. You with me? Psyched, 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 psyched. So it probably felt more difficult to pronounce it the second time, right? Let me know in the comments if that was the case for you. And obviously, you can do this by yourself too. I want you to do this by yourself too. Just pick a line from a movie or something, just one word or a very short sentence that you can just repeat without subtitles and then with subtitles, and you have to repeat exactly what you hear, but while looking at it directly, okay? So that the brain makes that connection. I hope you like this one, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this. And don't forget to click on the link to get your free mini lesson in the description box below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.